Hello, this is Occult Priestess, Reverend Corinne. Recently I have been digging into the darker sides of reality in my research as we find ourselves manifest on this plane of division, this plane of polarities. I was not born believing in evil, hatred, sickness. Those thoughts and feelings and perceptions and judgments developed as I grew and was familiarized with my new environment, this third dimension Earth. I did have sleep paralysis, which I've explained at length in other videos, and with the sleep paralysis was a 3D shadow of a man, menacing, scary. And I grew up, I was taught to believe in evil, I was taught to believe in the devil, and that something was constantly after me. But I literally felt something was constantly after me. And with the sleep paralysis, that just solidified my feelings even more. And also, as I have explained in other videos, I came to a disbelief in pure ultimate evil, a disbelief of a devil or anything that was after me. I developed the belief that if we had a devil in our lives, it was a scapegoat for something we ourselves were doing to ourselves. Therefore, our own boogeyman, it was us. And psychology will tell you that. And as I developed even further, I had visions that told me evil is an invention for this world so that we may have polarity. Again, explained in another video. Recently, I've been opening my mind more through the help of my spirit guide, Hermes, to see the darkness. I prefer to call it dark consciousness, and there's nothing wrong with dark at all. I'm not going to get into that whole semantic game, but that's my label for negative energies / negative entities. I don't see an alcoholic as a negative entity. I see him as a sick person who needs to be healed. So don't get me wrong, please. Having had the Shadow Man throughout my childhood until I was 19 didn't convince me there was a devil or demons. At an early point in my 30s, I was living with someone I didn't particularly care for. It was a very difficult time in my life, and I found myself financially in need. While living with this person, they were trying to convince me that evil was real and that demons were real. And I tried to tell him that I see it as a fiction from a higher perspective. And he just swore by it and blindly believing it. So one night, when I was sleeping next to him, I began having visions of photographs being shown to me, very vibrant photographs being shown to me. And it seemed as if they were just like scattered over my third eye, like placed on my movie screen, which felt very synthetic to me, like, who's putting these pictures in my head? That's not how my spirit guides work. When I'm getting a vision from a guide, it's very gentle and feels organic and natural. This felt, like I said, thrown upon my third eye, like, here, look at this. And the photographs were of the apartment I was living in, and there was blood everywhere. And there's blood mostly in the bathroom, so there's pictures of the bathroom with arterial spray, and the kitchen as well. And I saw a large bloody knife, and I recognized it. I was like, we really do have that knife. And I felt as if, even in the moment, like, what is programming? Who's programming me? I felt like something believed I was some kind of negative agent, somebody set up to be triggered to cause murder, to be mind controlled. And that's what it felt like to me, only of course it was from a higher dimension than 3D Earth. This was not human. And I rejected the pictures. I said, that's not me. I would never do that. I can't do that. I know what that is. That's murder. And it seemed as if there was a large energetic backlash. And at that point, my eyes flew open. And on top of me was a charred, yet glittery skeleton. And it looked at me, and I looked at it. And out of pure 100% instinct, I said, tell me your name. And it said, Azazel. And then the angel above me, who I believe is Michael, took his sword and dispatched of the demon, and the demon went back into the body of the person I was sleeping next to. So that was a very intense moment for me, very intense experience, having something I completely do not believe in, have never given energy to, attack me and say, look, we are real. And I still said, what an interesting situation that was. I was still in denial because from a higher perspective, these things are fictional. And I believe that I come from that higher perspective and that this demon stuff isn't really my story. Yet, for the mere fact of having taken on a human body, it is all our story. Because we have the karma of mankind, no matter where we are from. Because we are born into human bodies. So understand, a lot of this karma is not yours, and karma isn't a fault anyway. It's just lessons. And I was asking, I was very curious. This is around the same time beforehand I had the vision, which I've talked about before, of an angel telling me that evil was an invention for this polarity. And then the invention came to me. So look, we are real. And of course I looked up the name that it gave me. And I'm sure many of you have already done this research, so I'm not going to go into it. If you would like to, go ahead and put your own thoughts below this video and explain what you feel happened or what's going on here or who that is. Feel free. I love to read your comments. So more recently, I've been reading about Revelation, the new beginning, the new earth, from all the different perspectives. And I have to say it's very interesting research. But I've also been looking at the dark consciousness a lot. And I'm coming to accept that if I'm going to be sane and prepared, then I must allow for these characters in my story so that I may protect myself and help others protect themselves. Because if you can't see, sense what's attacking you, then you have no clue how to retaliate except for through love. And so the easiest retaliation is, I don't see you, I don't know you, and even I don't believe in you, however you wish to state that. But I send you love and compassion from the deepest parts of my heart. And I wish you peace. And I wish you back where you came from. And then you release it and let it go. And you can pray after that. You can pray all you like and say, please remove these negative energies from my energy field, etc. and so forth. Be intuitive. Write it out if you'd like to. I'm sure your spirit guides will help you write it. Another very important thing that I did this week was claim my own sovereignty. I figured there's no way I'm going to figure out if I have implants in me, if I have demons after me, or any of these other things. It's really not something I want to scientifically investigate or come to definitive answers with. And I believe I don't need to. You don't really need to know the nature of the beast to get away from the beast. So I sat in my room and I called in all my gods and guides and all the loved ones and asked them to protect me and to listen to me. And out loud, in strong words, I claimed my sovereignty. Very spiritual and very important to do. It is something I encourage you to do as soon as possible. I went on to say, I reject all contracts, implants, etc. and so forth. Anything I'd heard, any kind of conspiracy theory I'd heard that might have been wrong with me, anything. I claimed it all and said, these are null and void. I will no longer uphold these contracts. I am under no chain. I am sovereign. And you just keep kind of going that way and saying that until you feel that you've gotten through, that you've broken through. And you will feel great weight lift from your being. And I tell you this out of pure love. Have compassion for yourself and do this simple exercise. For the past 4 days, I have been feeling better and better since I've done this exercise. Remembering that not all of us are from here. We still have human karma. We have family bloodline karma as well. Many of us, our soul essences, are from other planets. We are star seeds. Some of us are ascended masters, reincarnated in this very special time. Understand there are some heavy hitters on this planet right now. Many of them. Another way to claim your sovereignty as a star being, as an ascended master, is to renounce your family bloodline spiritually. I've been told by higher consciousness that many of us, very special people, were placed into the sickest households with the sickest histories. We were placed there and took on the karma of that bloodline so that we could cleanse it. Now, the longer you are under the will of your bloodline, the more they can mess with you and try to direct your life in a way that suits their will and not the highest will. So through renouncing the bloodline, blessing them, thanking them, and wishing them cleansing, wishing them healed all the way back to source. In doing that, you also release that part of your human karma. And again, another great release will happen from that. I was also told to tell a friend about the visual that would help her to reclaim her own spiritual star essence connection, which she would have to break her family karma to be able to reach, because she was pretty entrenched in the family story and who she was supposed to be and who they wanted her to be. So the visual for her, which may also work for you if you find yourself deeply entrenched, is go into meditation. Imagine yourself as a warrior of light. Walk into the cave, deep and down and dark, as spooky as you like. with your shining, gleaming shield and sword. Walk forth until you meet the dragon. In the dragon's claw, you will see your crystal ball, your true past lives, your knowledge held by the dragon of your ancestry. Charm, subdue the dragon in any way you wish, and get your knowledge back. Retrieve yourself. Remember. Remember. I've been watching so many wonderful videos from my friends. They're coming out of all the closets. They're being honest. They are amazing me. Every day I'm more amazed. I want to thank you all, and thank you for listening to this, and can't wait for the show. Have a great day, everyone. Blessings and namaste.